You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Yesterday, Essence of the Black Women's Roundtable actually released their sixth annual Power of the Sister Vote poll. The poll is conducted annually to gauge the political concerns, attitudes, and opinions of black women across the country and identify what black women want for their vote from presidential candidates in 2020. Joining us right now is Melanie Campbell, president of the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation and convener of the Black Women's Roundtable, plus Dr. Avis Jones DeWeever, senior analyst for Black Women's Roundtable Resource Development. All right, Melanie, exactly what does this survey say black women want? Can't hear you, Melanie. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Unmute.
Apologize for that.
There you go. Go ahead.
First of all, I just want to say thank you. I was following you and while you were in Texas and Dallas and Houston and all over the place and getting that vote out and sharing just how our folks would not be moved. So I just wanted to say that to you.
Appreciate it.
All you're doing to make sure our people show up and show out and get our vote counted. Well, 6 years we partner with Essence. And so the number one issue, cross generations, again, 3 years in a row, racism, rising hate crimes were number one. Number two, criminal justice and policing reform. Number three, affordable health care. And a couple of other things that were, and it was all about survival, safety, and stability were top black community concerns for black women. And when it came to what they want the candidates to address for our vote, and that's a question we asked them, one that has a plan to reduce structural and systemic racism was 49%, policing and criminal justice reform, 45%, plans to eradicate COVID-19 was 30%. So the issues for these last 3 years under this administration went from the first 3 years, they were more aspirational, if you will. We were focused on affordable college, college affordability and things that had to do with that were, again, aspirational. But in these last 3 years, this is not a society these days that we're living in the United States that is not, it's not covert racism, it's outright racism, it's outright white nationalism. And we're seeing that across the board, and it's coming from the top. And so that's why we see this when it comes to what black women are thinking about what their concerns are. Supreme Court is on the top of the list as well. A concern, 63% of black women have a concern about what was going on with the Supreme Court. And then I'd like to, so those were some of the top lines, and Avis may have some others she definitely would share.
Avis?
Yeah, I think what was really, to me, really striking to us is that over and over and over again, this issue of safety and survival kept coming up in the survey in various ways. So, for example, in past years, we might have seen a little bit of a difference between how more seasoned women would respond in terms of their most critical priorities and how younger generations like millennials and Zs might respond. But that wasn't the case this year, by and large. All women across various different age demographics, their number one concern for them in terms of their communities, as well as their number one concern with regards to their specific families and their personal issues that impacted their lives, was this issue of this issue of the rise in hate crime and racism in America. We see that as a mortal threat for our community at large and for us personally. I think another key issue that I think that the Democrats need to take notes on is this issue of how black women are feeling with regards to how well the Democratic Party is serving their interests. We are seeing, once again, a bit of a generational shift there, where older women are more likely to say that than younger women. However, we are seeing that Democrats have been able to improve a great deal from last year when we did this survey with regards to young women's perceptions of the party being able to represent their interests. So that to me tells me that a lot of our younger women, our Gen Zs, our millennials, they really want to see policy change. You know, they are really about the substance. And at the end of the day, Black women really are very pragmatic voters. They want to make sure that the person that they vote for moves on those issues that they care about, like attacking systemic racism, like making sure that this COVID crisis is addressed with a cogent policy, and also making sure that we are able to address this issue of criminal justice and policing reform. These are key issues that are important for Black women voters, and I would argue that they are important for the entire Black community.
Melanie, one of the things that, when we look at how folks vote, I mean, at the end of the day, Black women are no different from anybody else. If you speak to us and our issues, then we are going to vote accordingly. The argument that I was making even a little bit earlier with those DCCC ads that they're dropping now in targeted congressional districts 19 days out is you need to be talking to and speaking to and messaging 24/7, 365, so you're not trying to play catch up around election time.
Of course, I will say that some of the sisters I know that inside of the party have been working hard for the past year. The Wakinyas and the Clanton and other sisters that are inside of the party, because Roland, I know you had me on when Glenda Carr and we all signed that letter. And I think that was 2 years ago. And so one of the things, and we had several meetings and seeing a lot more happened, at least from I can't speak all for the DCCC because we know how it gets depending on which committee it gets in the weeds about it. But with the DNC, I can say that some of those sisters that are in there getting it have been grinding for well over a year, if not longer.
No.
Make some changes inside the party.
The sisters in the party have been grinding. But let's just be real clear. The problem is that those who are in the decision-making positions, who determine where the assets go, who determine those various things, that's the problem.
Consistent problem, and I would say that I hope that some of that has improved. I stay on this nonpartisan side, especially this time of year. So I don't really say I have a handle on what's happening on the partisan side of politics. I keep my firewall up to make sure that we do what we need to do on the nonpartisan side.
I got one. I ain't got to play nobody's side. I get to call out anybody and everybody. But the bottom line is this here, and what I'm saying is you have to let folks know what you're doing. Look, I've been telling the CBC that. I have told the CBC, the CBC Foundation, the CBC PAC, the CBC Institute, don't nobody know what the hell y'all doing. You can't, if you don't message, if you don't communicate, folk just don't know. The average person really does not know what a member of Congress does. They just think, well, I ain't seen you pass no bills, not realizing that you can have a profound impact on policy and you won't put your name on nothing.
I think you hit the nail on the head right there, Roland. First of all, let me just say, putting on my independent entrepreneurial hat here, that definitely the Democratic Party needs a ton of help with messaging. I completely agree with that. And I also agree with what you just said about, oftentimes when people are busy in their everyday lives, they really have no idea who's responsible for what's happening on Capitol Hill that ultimately trickles down to impact their lives. Like you will hear a lot of people, maybe someone who'll be coming on your show in a few minutes, who will try to be saying things about how Barack Obama didn't do anything for Black people. And I would want to ask him, what the hell does he think that Donald Trump has been deconstructing for his first 3 years in office? He's been going through every policy and every institute, every department of this government that you can imagine, deconstructing all of the things that President Obama did. You know why? Because he was busy working. He wasn't busy on some basic sort of commercial acts in terms of marketing about everything that he was doing, in the same way that this marketer in chief is doing right now with his Platinum/10-4 plan. So what I want people to understand is that oftentimes you're exactly right. A lot of things that go on it's kind of invisible because we aren't really made aware of it at the time. And that's exactly why we're seeing this shift in our poll, because we saw that under the Obama administration, Black women's priorities were more aspirational. At that time, They prioritize things like making college more affordable, making public education a more quality experience for all children. But right now, under the Trump administration, they're just trying to live. Their priorities are now not getting killed by racists. Their priorities now is not getting killed by the police. Their priority now is being able to go into the hospital if they happen to contract coronavirus. So when things are going well, sometimes we don't even see all the things that people are doing for us that are elected officials that are making a difference in our lives.
So so final point, Melanie. What in about 30 seconds? What more should people know about this particular survey?
Well, I could say to all those who need the black women's vote, if you want to know what black women want, go check us out at unitycampaign.org. But I can't leave this thing without saying part of this is not just to do this for exercise, but also to make sure that we have a roadmap on the things that we know we're going to be focusing in on to hold elected officials accountable, whoever gets elected in 2021. And again, make sure that you have a vote plan. Stay in those lines. We know they're trying to steal our vote. We're not going to have it on our watch. Have a plan. Make sure you have a plan. Know where you need to go vote, and go vote early or get ready on election day. And so thank you, Roland. And again, thank you for all you were doing and to continue to get the message out to our people.
All right. Certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Melanie Campbell and Dr. Avis Jones DeWeever. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right, folks. Back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, the folks at Ceek.com, black-owned company founded by Mary Spio. They, of course, a virtual reality company. You can check out their content at Ceek.com, Ceek.com. You can do so, of course, with these VR headsets. You can look at it, of course, on your regular device or your pad or your computer. But if you want to experience being in the room, you can use this headset right here. All you simply do is just pop in your cell phone in here, pop it on, and then put this headset on, and you can literally experience their content in virtual reality. And so allows for you to do a 360-degree view of the room. But also, folks, they have the 360-degree 4D headphones right here. These are Bluetooth headphones. They have complete surround sound in terms of as you hear the particular music. Gamers love them as well when they're playing their games. And so it's just phenomenal bass in these headphones as well. You can get one or both devices at Ceek.com using this promo code RMVIP 2020, RMVIP 2020. So we certainly thank the folks at Ceek.com for being a partner with us here at Roland Martin Unfiltered.